Hi, I am Larry Winslow, and I used to think money could buy everything. In my world, the word no didn't exist. There was no such thing as enough. There was only more. More cars, more champagne, more people pretending to love me because my credit card made them feel something. I didn't blame them for it. I didn't feel much either. But I wasn't always like this. I still remember the night everything broke. I was 12 years old. Late night drive from my grandparents' house. My parents were arguing about something. Then came the sound. Glass breaking, metal screeching, my mother screaming my name. I was the only one who walked away. Everyone told me I was lucky to be alive, lucky to be a billionaire orphan, lucky to be 6'7". But it's hard to feel lucky when the sound never leaves you, when every quiet moment smells like smoke and screams. So I ran. I partied loud enough to drown it out, drank enough to forget, laughed hard enough to convince everyone and myself that I was fine. By the time I was 22, I was a shell in a designer suit. I had everything, but I felt nothing. Then came the night that changed everything. We were at the Bougie Sky High Dining, a cute upscale restaurant for the elites. My friend was celebrating a successful failure, a company he'd liquidated for a profit. We were loud, arrogant, and obnoxious. And that's when I saw her. She didn't belong in that room. No glitter, no rehearsed smile, barely any makeup, her hair tucked under a knit toque. She wasn't trying to be seen, and somehow she was all I could see. For a second, I felt a literal pang in my heart, as if I'd been literally struck by the angel of love. Fred nudged me. "Bet you can't get that one," he said. "Ice Queen turns everyone down." I laughed. The old Larry resurfaced. "Give me a week." Fred smirked. "If you pull that off, I'll give you my Bugatti." We shook on it. The car was too small for me anyway, but the challenge wasn't. Her name was Jasmine Grace, and she really was impenetrable. Usually, girls melted the second they saw me or heard my last name, and that's on the rare occasion that my car doesn't do it for you. But Jasmine, she looked through me, like I wasn't even there. I remember thinking, who the hell ignores Larry Winslow? I literally surround you. Doesn't she know who I am? A lot of women would die to be where you are. But this girl was an enigma. The more she ignored me, the more I was drawn to her. I started showing up every night, sometimes just to see her pass by. I complimented the other chefs just to be near the kitchen. She rolled her eyes every time I walked in. I offered rides. She said she preferred the bus. I sent flowers. She donated them. I walked her home, actually walked, just to get 10 minutes of conversation. Me, Larry Winslow, heir to the Winslow conglomerate, walking on the sidewalk like a regular person. The breakthrough happened one night when a drunk customer got aggressive with a server. I stepped in. Not to be noble, I was just mad that he'd spilled some drink on me. When I turned around, Jasmine was watching. She was smiling. That smile hit harder than any drug I'd ever taken. From that night on, she softened, and soon we became friends. She took me to see her mother in a nursing home. I insisted, but the same thing. For the first time in my life, I felt someone else's weight, saw what sacrifice looked like without applause. She worked 2 jobs, no safety net, no room for mistakes, and somehow she was still gentle. Then her world collapsed. Her apartment building caught fire. Everything she owned, gone. Days later, her mother had a medical emergency. What little money she had vanished overnight. I offered her my guest house. She said no. "I don't trust rich men," she said quietly. "They always want something." It stung because it was true. I did want something. I wanted the win, but more than that, I wanted her. I wanted to help her, and I wanted to be the person she actually trusted. She eventually moved in, and it was bliss. She made the best meals and made the house feel alive. I didn't feel like running anymore. I stopped partying. I stopped drinking. I started to take the family business more seriously. I'd drive her to her shifts in the morning and back home in the evening. On some nights, she'd sit by the lake and write in her journal. I'd watch her from the window, hoping she never left. 3 months later, she said she should move out. I begged her not to. She brought me a sense of peace that I'd never known. I wasn't ready to be apart from that. When we finally became romantic, she told me she'd never been in a relationship. At 21, she'd spent her life surviving. It made me careful. It made me scared of my own hands. Then I did something stupid. She told me she was afraid of spiders. I put fake ones in her room. She screamed and ran out, so I gave her my bed, said I'd sleep on the couch. She offered to sleep in any of the other rooms or buildings, but I told her that they'd be infested with spiders. We played card games and chess and had deep conversations. Being so close to her felt electrifying. That night, we crossed the line. It wasn't about the bet anymore. It wasn't about winning. It was like finding something I didn't know I'd been searching for. It was the first time in my life I felt like I was actually alive. Then everything fell apart. My friends burst in one morning, uninvited, loud, careless. Fred laughed. "Whoa, champ, guess you won the bet," Fred yelled, laughing. "Didn't doubt you for a second. The Bugatti's outside. We're celebrating tonight." He laughed. The color drained out of Jasmine's face. I should have told them the truth. I should have told them I loved her. Instead, I smiled. "It took longer than expected," I said. Jasmine didn't scream or cry. She just looked at me with a hollow, dead expression that still haunts me to this day. She packed a small suitcase and left. My whole being screamed to not let her go, but I told myself I didn't care. I'd be out of it in no time. There were more mountains to conquer. I went back to partying. I'd won after all. The first night was, well, not as fun as I expected, but perhaps more women, more wine. But it wasn't the same. The parties stopped being fun. The meals didn't taste as good. The house felt hollow. I searched for her. She quit the restaurant. Her mother was relocated. No forwarding address. Months turned into years. My life became meaningless. Having everything but Jasmine meant that I wanted nothing. I stopped eating or going outside. I started drinking heavily. I became the fallen prince of the tabloids. It had been 2 years and still no sign of her. Then one night, I lost control, driving too fast, streaming live. "Jasmine," I whispered into the phone, "I'm sorry. I didn't mean it all. I loved you. I still do. And I don't know how to live with what I did." Then came the sound, the same sound from my childhood. I woke up in a hospital weeks later. Jasmine was sitting at the edge of the bed. I reached for her. There was nothing there, just white walls and the weight of everything I'd done. I was alone, and for the first time in my life, I didn't run from it. When they discharged me, I went to get help. I sold the cars, cut ties with people who only loved me when I was empty and entertaining. Rebuilding wasn't dramatic. It was slow, uncomfortable, and honest. Years passed. Then one afternoon, by pure accident, I saw her again. A bookstore, rain tapping against the windows. She looked different, stronger, calmer, happy. We talked. She thanked me for helping her when she needed it most. She said she forgave me, and then she smiled. That's when I finally understood. Some people don't enter your life to stay. They come to teach you a lesson. Thanks for listening. If this story meant something to you, leave a comment. And if you believe people can change, like and subscribe. I'll see you in the next one.